Welcome everyone to another quick vlog here on our channel, documenting our journey of 25 years maintaining Linux distribution for all CPU architectures. And yeah, see, they say it's amazing, Unix and Linux kernel and stuff, but in 2023 stuff still doesn't build for very silly reasons. Let me show you. So of course, by the way, I rebuilt everything. Also, like, by the way, why do I make this live streams at these times? Because I'm sitting in the office anyway. I need to fix something. Also because I want to get done with this build, because eventually I want to release our Linux distribution, best release ever, here live on our channel. And it's like, yeah, I need to do it, and sooner the better, because Verizon is building. I want to release it, just in case you're wondering. And so, of all the builds, so we did some last minute updates. Other developers like Notech updated packages. Some were a little bit older because patches didn't apply and stuff. So some of those updates broke some stuff, like, yeah, surprise. Also, yeah, this is also why I rebuilt everything. It's like, yeah, it's like the sun is shining, electrons are for free. And yeah, I rebuilt everything. Initially I thought like maybe I just do a selective rebuild, but I said like, yeah, you know what, this release is so amazing, it deserves a full rebuild. But this, of course, uncovered that 2023 Linux kernel headers are still out of sync. So previously PPP, also it could affect other things, but right now PPP, it's just illustration purposes. It's like, yeah, stuff breaks. So the only constant is change and regressions, and what's not tested is broken. Recurrently here on our channel. So how this fails, let's see, do we have this here? Yes, we have. And so the crazy stuff is, so the Linux kernel, how this works, the Linux kernel has some generic assembler and generic headers for like file system stuff and OCTLs, and some architecture specific headers, because historically some bits and pieces were different on Spark or MIPS for, I mean, I find it silly. I guess the Linux kernel developers usually did this to be binary compatible to slow Laris or so, or IRIX in case of MIPS. It's a little bit annoying because like who cares with binary compatibility? You could always have some translation layer of which Linux kernel also had, like mapping these values. But yeah, that's what it is. And PPP fails, builds for all architectures. Welcome everyone. It builds for all architectures except Spark, right? Initially I thought like that's only Spark 32, but no, it's also Spark 64. And so error redefinition like 2023, right? And I have done this kind of things for 25 years. I'm just astonished and surprised with all the 10,000 developers over 30 years of the life cycle of the Linux kernel ecosystem, that it's still things like this happen and are not in sync. I looked already briefly into this before I make this video. We have a comment there, mainline, let's break through to zero, fixed by other people for free while they laundry. Yeah, and so the thing is, I diffed this already, and let's maybe probably rebuild Linux header. Let's see if we have that in that, probably, because I modified it already. So I diffed this already, or looked into my host system's AMD 64 defines, and this term IO struct is not in this header, right? So the compiler says like, yeah, you know what, error, I don't like this, it's defined here in this header, and it's defined here. Often also, hold on, I wanted actually to import this. Often the case is usually between Linux kernel and glibc, so sometimes they redefine things slightly different, out of sync, because they're only humans, and humans make mistakes and so on. And I just need to get into here to debug or patch that. Let's hope this wasn't already nearly done though. I think we've already too much done it. Verizon simply thread whips too fast. So what I'm going to do now is remove this term IO, I believe it was struct from this header. We can put it there. Now we have that there. But it is silly that the 10,000 developers of the 2000 Linux distribution 2023 needs to go in here and like patch some stuff out, because the problem is, of course, that not only many of the other, like, of course, in the meantime failed, like once upon One of the times the Spark Linux, there was Aurora Linux of Red Hat forked Spark stuff. And another, or what was it? Spark Slackware? Sparklackware? Whatever. But yeah, basically we are very soon the last to support Spark, obviously. And then it's deleted. Then when the Linux developers notice, like, they will delete it because, like, it was broken for 25 years, but nobody cares. Now we can delete it. Yay. Anyway, so architecture Spark. So let's see. As include is okay. It's apparently, which one did I term bits? Oh, there, it's include ASMR. Okay. And it's like maybe, so what's in here? Let's take a, so this is purely ASM generic. Just SparkNode because. And yeah, so that is not ASM. ASM. So we could actually, where would be the, maybe an include. Term. Wait, this is not term bits. Oh wait, this is term bits, yes. There's that, no idea where I looked a second ago. I look in here just for you. I mean, I looked briefly in there, but so yeah, there's term iOS, term iOS2, kterm iOS. And for Arch Spark, was it this one? Spark. There's also UOP. Do I have this still open? So yeah, term IO. Wait, so term. So yeah, term IO is not in there. And so what I will, like, as I've seen previously. So this is indeed defined over what, and like, yeah, 2023, and like some architectures define some additional structs, and it's probably usually provided by glibc or another alternative, usually glibc. Where was it even? Maybe I skipped over it actually. Maybe this log is not there anymore. That is user include ASM, IOCT, wait, IOCTL types, original definition here, structure MIO. The question is, of course, so that's probably glibc. Yeah, glibc. You could check. So this, I'm mixing. Maybe I shouldn't mix my host system and installed. Oh, come on. So win size, term.io. So this is unsigned short. So this is IOCL. IOCL, so IOCL, C-line CC, C-line CC, NCC8, NCC8, is it, do I look into the, oh, this is too good. NCC8, yeah, so it's not there for other architectures, it's like, yeah. What should I say? So how do we fix this? We just if-def this out. We could simply delete this. It would probably, you know what, it for the unified context diff size. It's probably not a benefit. So usually big stuff are usually if 0, like if-def 0. But as we have 3 lines context, it's like so much context anyway. I've also deleted because does this other stuff use tc flag t? Okay, that is it. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Namely, delete some stuff. Like surely there is nearly no other Linux distribution. Like there might be 2,000 Linux distributions, but the ones who support Spark you probably can count on one hand, if not so with one finger. That is what we're here for. Cheers. Yeah, I don't know why, like Red Hat and other of previously Spark fame. Yeah. It is what it is. Fix file diff hotfix Spark term or term, maybe term bits h term bits patch. So that's this one. Let's delete what I just misnamed. So then let's delete Spark, all Spark builds, of which we have 3. ADM, logs, Linux header. Yeah. And let's touch this. I don't really need to rebuild, so let's strip some. So also Spark, I might stepped over this already last night. Of course, last night I wasn't particularly interested about PPP. Oh no, I hadn't? Maybe I haven't. Okay. So yeah, then let's go all systems go. Let's epic thread rip through no more. Which did I use? Yeah, it's a mix. One day shall I subscribe Patreon, and one day I fix cargo for MIPS. But that day is not today. This MIPS build. This time MIPS gets no cargo because there's only so much I fix here. Where was also some builds finished. That leaves some headroom for Spark 6432. And did I start that already? Oh, that's probably I started already. Darn. Now we clobbered the build, maybe. Oops, did I press something? Yeah. So yeah, then this stuff can build, except that I broke something. But of course we have some more. Actually, what more do we have? So I'm actually mostly through already of the rebuild, of the 6 months later, like every week we finally release, we finally built 33 architectures. Like, why is our stuff so fixed? Because someone does it daily for 25 years. And now live on YouTube. var ADM logs, what other? Open risk. We step over that for now. I need to check that another day. Pen risk. Alright, this is useful to see. I will probably have to, instead of obviously not fixing that. What was the other? Because LVM is just too complex and using too modern features for UCC, in my opinion. Probably need to look into condition. Oh, wait a second, we can. Why do I not have simply open risk? So, where have we been before the phone call? So maybe probably, maybe I should I? I'm always a little bit torn how to, here we have already open risk. Why did I not do this? Okay, fine. It's done at least, and yeah, let's take one quick look at the remaining build errors, and then let's hope this finally builds. What is with Musel? Also, this probably should build. We fixed this. Yeah, this was also like 2023, some autoconf stuff. yeah, what should I say? But sure, we install e2fs procs a little bit like the prefix slash, which because we run fs check stuff in /bin and sbin. Nonetheless, it worked before, now it broke. So I fixed this, it probably should build now. And by the way, what was, oh no, this was, and build var ADM logs, we had some more of those, namely, okay, so yeah, mipsel is also, mipsel var ADM log. And then, of course, so this year, of course, continues to be infrastructure day, infrastructure year, improving compute, storage, and so on. Can't hear you. Why can't you hear me? My view meter is moving. Maybe stuff is muted on your side. Hopefully stuff is muted on your side because my view meter is moving and nobody else complain. Hopefully. And that means also that it would be a true Linux developer's dream. We have so much hardware, but usually have it on some shelves or even packed into original boxing and stuff. Would be really cool to have a true test farm, like some rack like you would see in Hollywood movies of all the systems from Alpha, which I not yet have. Hardware donations welcome, but MIPS, mipsel, of course embedded boards is easy, or easy-ish. Multiple things, right? I mean, the best thing would maybe set up network boot, but other things you can, like then you would need to also add serial console, like serial to network console and stuff in power cycling. Another thing would be to just change root that, would give you more control for the host system, booting some previous D2 system and then booting that and then network accessing the new build, testing that. At times not as, of course with limitations like Linux and stuff, but yeah, would be amazing to have like 30, like in the backdrop there are 30 systems on the wall, and with some press of a button and scripting, it goes all alive and tests all the stuff, which probably we need to do someday because of all this build errors. But yeah, that would be amazing. Probably would be best to start with one thing. Yeah, pro tip, start with one thing. And why does this musel, should this not, I might have, did I? Maybe I skipped over. Yeah, sometimes I still need to debug some build marginalities. My voice is breaking. I sure hope that is always details. Let me check my own live stream. But thanks for pointing it out. But yeah, it might be that it is due to pausing the build. Maybe now YouTube buffering is nothing like mosquito advertisements. Yes, yes. What kind of ads are these? By the way, maybe I should actually subscribe to YouTube Premium because these advertisements get a little bit on my nerves. No, on my phone, monitoring my own live stream on my phone, it didn't break. So, but yeah, thanks for. So I hope it's only some local issue, but it is what it is. Nothing like watching your live streams advertisements twice. So, thin provisioning. So what? All right, I wanted to check. So sometimes I skipped over Rust or the temporarily failing stuff. Build. Which was it even? Musel. Not that. I wanted actually that. And no, it should have actually, I think we should have the cross compiler. So Rust C installed. Why does... Let's quickly check that too. Nothing like ending a C is so amazing. Not. I stream with some Rust marginalities. That was Musel, Muscle, however you wanna freaking call it. Let's try that again to keep the sandbox. Most other stuff is building, as to be expected from this award-winning and increasingly fixed Linux distribution. Nothing like some coffee. Don't tell me it randomly builds now. No, it doesn't. Does it libc? Okay, there is... Or is it some... I mean, it is always possible. I excessively patched Rust, Cargo and friends to even build that much, so it is always possible that there's indeed some Musel help. You can convert to U64 and panic if the convert value doesn't fit. What the heck is going on here? Mismatch types. Right. I remember. I think I debugged that like last week. I think the issue is that Rust Musel doesn't have the 64 things. So, but it does IOCTL. Arguments to libc IOCTL, correct? Expected I32. I believe there's something wrong going on in Rustland. It's like, yeah, C is not amazing. It's like, don't get me started on Rust. Yeah, so whatever, I guess for now. Is it not Musel? What did I just... Ah, this is awesome. Core 6, because I rebuilt this. So I guess we can add to our endless to-do. Do we have here already? Fix or further fix Rust for x86-64 Musel Moscow. Yeah. Yeah, the good thing is to continue to build in the morning because it's still relatively fresh. Probably later is too effing hot in the office. So that's it for this video. By the way, I believe how was to navigate Tmax list of windows. There was some navigation that I sometimes use and sometimes forget. List buffers, list windows control. That was it. Recurringly, I hope you learned something, even if it's Tmax. Reading the Tmax manual together. So var, ADM, how many other, probably some other builds with errors. Firefox, this is big. Oh no, this is not big endian. What's going on here? So this is maybe atomics or locking. This is, yeah, must be lock free. And it's someday I log into that. It's like until then. ARM version 5 TE. Let's see if... I don't know, what do we even do here? If that builds, I have no idea. What do even... More coffee, too early. More coffee. And probably just overworked. 25 years fixing random nonsense. Let's see if that builds 147. Is it the last release? Yeah, so this is also silly. It's maybe the same error, and it's probably... What did we build? X32? Maybe that's incorrect. Oh no, this is current stack pointer. Okay, this is something different. Yeah, so the problem is, normally we would have infrastructure to blacklist, to disallow list a package on an architecture, but X32 is not really an architecture, it's like some configuration artifact of x86-64. This is why I can't really... Yeah, I probably should somehow patch that. What's here? Spark, why is this not? It's like, yeah, 2023, I have WebKit GTK as fallback where Firefox doesn't build because E2 complex, and it's like, yeah, 2023, WebKit GTK, of course, similar to complex. It builds for a handful of other architectures, but like, why is there not some reasonable web implementation, web browser, web HTML, CSS engine implementation that's somewhat generic and just freaking builds like Portable and all effing architectures. Everything one needs to write themselves. So WebKit. Oh wait, this is wrong. What did I do? Oh, Spark. Is this locking or is this must always be? So yeah, I believe that is... I'm not even sure if that is correct because... Yeah. Is this 64-bit? I mean, I would need to debug this, but I mean, it doesn't say, does it? I mean, does it say what? No, it doesn't, so... It does not say... I mean, it would be cool if the compiler would say what type M value is. But it doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the highest priority. We fix this sooner than later, so don't forget to share, like, subscribe for that. But not today. Actually, you know, I like this window list, to be honest. So much more efficient to navigate this. Yeah, CMake. The problem is I can't currently disallow list that because we need this as a toolchain stage. So this is... Yeah, there are currently some manual interactions which I totally don't like. And I should fix them in some way. I mean, what I could do is for example, if... I mean, sure, I could if C library used libc or Arch AVR30... wait, okay, yeah, so basically if C library used libc like cast main true or so, to skip over the builds like I do with grub, probably could do that. Proc info? Oh, come on, you had one. You had one, oops. You had one job. But yeah, as you regularly see on vlog 855 or whatever, running leaf solution for architectures is a full-time job. Valid use of incomplete type construct dir N64. Oh, come on. Maybe I stepped over that previously, that is possible. Or did we update that? Maybe not. Let's quickly win-win proc info. Is there a new version? Because sometimes there is and nobody noticed. But maybe not, at least not here. Is there some GitHub or so? 304. What do we have? Yeah, so far. Yeah. Proc info, who cares probably. What is even in there? Not just proc info? I'm not even sure what this does. Do we need this by default? Why is this even in the... I'm somewhat inclined to remove that. Why is that even in the default package selection? Free uptime should... Like, why? Why do we have that? I've personally probably never used that. Like, yeah, 2023 build error. Let's not build it. Like professionals. Someone looked, it doesn't build, we delete it. No, but in all seriousness, I don't. Okay, it was there forever. Is a Perl script that gives you open cyclus? It's not even in there right now. You know what? Target generic package selection proc. You know what? SED. Problem solved. If you miss it, leave in the comments below. File a bug report. Where even was it? I believe this failed previously. Should I even bother looking into the build error? Alright, this was crypto open. Yeah, you know what, currently I don't care. I mean, previously it probably did build, we could overlay a previous version. But we could also just skip it for today. Did this not reconfig? Why does this still build? Oh wait, proc PS? Oh wait, this is another thing. And proc info. Ah, cool, this fails too. Ah, of course there's one more thing to fix. And welcome everyone. So yeah, as usual, if you want to support this sheer, infinite, endless efforts, you know where to find the Patreon, YouTube membership, and so proc P is probably the more useful of the proc things. Can we easily fix this? UTC undeclared is this UT name size. So yeah, sometimes the Musel people clean up stuff because probably nobody uses that, needs that. Then it fails. But here's some UT name size. Maybe they just didn't include the appropriate header, or apparently maybe. So it's of course similar to the Linux kernel, right? Different C implementations, different headers, include chains and stuff. Okay, maybe it's this here. would include that. Not sure if we can include both. Let's see what happens. Oh, maybe that builds. So of course I do not generally apply that hack. This is why we have selectively fix file, hotfix, TLP, patch. Let's see, did we have Musel? I lost. Or do we have? Maybe we don't have Musel. Let's. Nope. Maybe not. Maybe we should. Actually, let's quickly check that. Oh no, we have. Oh, that's good. Because if we would unconditionally apply this, which I could try, maybe it would work, but I don't like if we do some quick hot hack fix, then hot hack hot fix, then I try to keep this contained as minimally as possible. Spark, maybe that was a known issue. I believe it's Spark. Yeah. Did I say in the beginning this video started with Spark failing, the video ends with Spark failing, and then we call it a day because I have work to do. Customers are waiting. Some this is atomic. Into Russian. Well, then let's try to GDB. Maybe we have some real more fix for atomic Spark. Let's see what happens. Danny is considering supporting us on Patreon too. That is amazing, but if you can afford it and it doesn't hurt. Otherwise, of course, more different people supporting this, like not like a handful of people support me everything. That is certainly very generous and highly appreciated. But those who already support us don't feel pressured to support us more unless you can easily afford it. So, what's going on here? NFS utils. Utility. Yeah, this is also not. I mean, I could simply. So the reason I could simply mark it, like flag this package not AVR32, which is a totally like it's relatively new yet already up and done by Atmel 32-bit architecture. That actually have 3 boards with here in the office because reasons, and I could simply mark this not AVR32, but like this. It is fixable, right? Like if probably it did build an older version. I believe last week I tried some little older versions that didn't instantly build again. But so if I would mark this, it would be forgotten. Like with this, it's a little bit like I would rather like take some 50 minutes and find some version, at least some slightly older version, 2.2 or whatever. But I mean, I could nearly. Why? No, my nose is itching. Could nearly have tested that in the time I talked about this, but that is what it is. I should simply use this. Yeah, Control W, so much more efficient. So, builds are nearly done. Then I can argue this again. People pre-tested this already, and it was mostly amazing. People even tested this on the Spark 64 Ultra Spark T2, I believe, servers, which is totally amazing. Thanks for that. Bar ADM logs and error. So ARM. All right, Firefox. All right, this is known. So currently, or can we? No, I believe it was not easy to. Or is it? So the problem is Firefox does not build on big Indian ARM. I knew that already the last time I skipped over that. Yeah, here, all right, this was not easy to fix, I believe. Oh yeah, right, this was some Rust nonsense. I mean, of course, it's unresolved imports. Yeah, I would... I mean, maybe we could YOLO that disabling neon. Maybe. The question is... And that is the complexity, right? My recurring fight here with windmills of complexity. Because it's not even for sure if I disable neon with all the C, C++, Python, Rust, and who knows what in Firefox. And so it's not even for sure that if I disable neon and configure and quirk, and even that at times like takes 50 minutes of this maze and convoluted math that are Firefox, Mozilla's configure scripted stuff. Like it could easily be I fight 50 minutes to really disable neon, and then it's not even passing, like wired up, passing this from configure to Rust, and then I waste 50 minutes. Like, yeah. I might have a, you know what, I believe I have a big endian, like they're probably rare. I believe I have a big endian ARM board in the office that I didn't turn on in 15 years. ARM version, what did I have, 6EB? ARM, best with NM. But yeah, I'm not going, so it's basically just like testing, as you see, keeping all the stuff tested. I added this handful of architectures. This is why I'm like not like others, like nobody's using this. I mean, there are millions, if not, like there could be billions of like who knows, like there's a handful of successful firewall things, embedded things. There could potentially hundreds of millions. Okay, maybe not billions, but hundreds of millions of network appliance boxes with big endian ARM, right? Why not support it if we can? Like if we can do it easily with our small team, then apparently all the other 2000 news distribution can't. But yeah. So 14 Windows, maybe one more, and then. But yeah, the last 6 months we patched a lot to build. In the last marginality, we're basically down to maybe a dozen of annoying build things that are not important today. So stay tuned. Share, like, subscribe, Patreon for fixing even more. And support PC, so that is probably building now. This is just restarting the build from last night. MIP 64 is cargo. Of course it's cargo. Then I can turn back to earn money. What was it? MIP 64. It's not like I need cargo on the SG Octane anytime soon. I mean, we could check, you know, let's for the fun check what is a breakage. I believe we should have Rust. Yeah, we have Rust. It starts to build unresolved. libc error now. So yeah, it's probably relatively easy to fix, but I did such a mass substitution in Rust C4's architecture, so I guess to do another, like if you're in MIPS and Rust, then another live stream for fix Rust C, what is lib standard? That is in, what is this module called? Or is it libc? Probably it's lib backend. Okay, Rustix. Maybe Yusuf. It's even libc. I don't know. Yeah, let's call this libc. MIP 64. Maybe some others. It is ridiculously hard-coded. I'm not a fan of that parts of Rust. In my opinion, really low-tech. As also the wrong build. MIPS, no, they killed another build, clobbering the log file. Because it should be more automatically generated and not pre-generated, and then it's not there. So there's ify var stuff which we barely use. Doesn't build from user libc because, like, yeah, the year 2012 20s, and people write EFI like really simply generic EFI code so that it doesn't build with an alternative libc, like popular and state of the art. That is this Muscle Musel thing, and yeah. But by the way, I think they even recently broke this, because I think previously it did build, previously it did build until a year ago. We're getting some builds, and by the way, in the meantime, I have in the meantime a RAID or LVM RAID 0 NVMe 5? 4? 5? 4? No, 4 I believe. Where is the... Yeah. No, it's not PCIe, but PCIe 5 probably. So yeah, nothing like speed up your build, striped NVMe 4 or so, swap, temporary build sandbox to keep your CPU busy. It's not much, but every bit counts. Build x86. This is somehow set. I patched that to build, and now it fails again. What was that? I forgot. Yeah, so many build errors. Even I forget already what is the issue. Where even is that? XS IMD. Yeah. So it's trying similar to, what was it, ARM? Any is not a member of XSIMD. Yeah. The Mozilla people really don't want that their browser is built on. Yeah, that is really sad. I mean, we could. Maybe I should overlay this on x86, 32-bit x86 with the last building version, which might only be 1 or 2 major releases behind. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. I go back to work, and then we can find a release. And hope you learned something, and have a good day, night, and see you soon for the next continued fun to come.